Thank you for being here. I'm absolutely delighted to be here for this announcement of a really important partnership between the Urban League, the Community Development Authority, and the City of Madison. I want to say a few words just about the history of this place and the work that we've been doing here to redevelop the Village on Park. This is a long-standing partnership between the CDA, the city, and the Urban League. In 2004, the journey began with a series of renovations and updates. The Urban League and the library this building right behind us was built in 2009, the clinic in 2014, and now in 2021, we're delighted to announce a partnership with the Urban League and the CDA to build a Black business hub right here at the Village and Park on Park Street. This is the next phase. I'm sorry, I still call it the Villager. This is the next phase for the Villager, for the Village on Park. And it's going to be a really exciting next phase for, I think, for all of South Madison. This will serve as part of this amazing gateway to the City of Madison, and I want to acknowledge the incredible work that Madison College has done to start this momentum, and I want to acknowledge the work that Dr. G is doing to build out this gateway, but this project is going to be a really important part of that gateway. It's going to continue to emphasize this place as a civic and commercial center for South Madison. And our goal is to integrate this Black business hub into the larger vision of the Village on Park as not just a business center, but our social and civic and community center here. The business hub will be a site which drives an entrepreneurship ecosystem and promotes the development, stabilization, and growth of Black and other minority-owned businesses, with the goal of spurring economic development in South Madison, all across the City of Madison, and across Dane County. I hope that this will be a site that enriches the South Madison community by serving as an economic anchor and drawing social and economic resources to this area to create business development, employment, and social enrichment opportunities for everyone. I'm really happy that this is a collaboration between the Urban League, the city, and the CDA. And city and CDA staff are actively working with the Urban League on the siting, design, and the financial structure of the project. And I am happy to support this really important equitable economic development project and the continued development of South Madison for the people and businesses of South Madison and for our whole community. Thank you, and I'll turn it over to Dr. Ruben Anthony from the Urban League.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you again, Mayor. It is truly an honor to continue to work with the City of Madison on this economic development hub. So to Mayor Rhodes-Conway, to Camille Carter from the Black Chamber, to the CDA Chair, Claude Gilmore, to the City Council President, Alder Sheri Carter, to Alder Tag Evers, and all, thank you for supporting this effort to create economic justice in the City of Madison. Thank you to the community members who participated in the Agenda South and in the development discussion over the past few years, and for demanding to be a part of economic development in South Madison. I pause on a more somber note. This announcement is happening the day after the death of former Urban League National President Vernon Jordan, who was a strong supporter of economic justice and a champion of minority business development. His contribution certainly continues to inspire the work of the Urban League of Greater Madison to do work like this Black Business Hub. We're thankful for what he did for the Urban League movement, so I just ask for you to pause for a moment. Thank you. Today, it is amazing to have the mayor, alders, the CDA chair, and all of you standing with us and betting on black businesses, because that's what we're doing. We're betting on black businesses. We're putting this hub out there because we want black businesses here in this corridor, and we want them to achieve. And we want to help them achieve. We want to put the resources there to make them successful. Believing that we can do something special right here in South Madison is a big deal. If we don't bet on black businesses, who will? If the black leaders in this community don't bet on black businesses, who will? If the mayor and the CDA head and the black chamber is not betting on black businesses, who will? So we are making a bet on black businesses, here in this corridor. Together, we have a chance to create an economic renaissance at the gateway entrance into the city, the southernmost gateway entrance into the city. South Madison, the landscape is changing very fast, and black leaders are having an opportunity to help define what that change will be. We have an opportunity to launch a collaborative vision with the community and elected officials to grow and develop jobs right here in South Madison. This is where we need help. We need to be running towards the fire, not away from the fire. Those who are joining in with us are running towards the fire to provide the help that we need. Our project, along with Reverend Alex G's Black Cultural Center right up the hill, Mount Zion Baptist Church Family Life Center right around the corner, and Jack Daniels' bold move of bringing the Madison College into South Madison will cause an economic renaissance here in South Madison. So I ask you to join in with us to make this happen here in South Madison. We all see the value and the potential of igniting economic development in South Madison. We all are betting on black businesses and leaning into economic development in South Madison. This is a rare occasion where we are not relegated to sitting on the sidelines and watching the community landscape change with zero input. Thanks to the mayor and other leaders for having the courage to make this happen. We have an opportunity to participate in wealth building and develop an ecosystem to help small, minority, and other businesses now and in the future. We say now because we need to develop the pipeline now. We need to start the investment in small businesses now. So if you're watching this and you have the means to help us make the investment, we need you to help. The hub is being designed not only as a physical space to allow minority business owners an opportunity for a storefront location, but it will also be designed with the expectation of having an economic multiplier effect and inspire more investment in the village, on the mall, and in the surrounding areas. We believe that once people see this project up and operating and see how these businesses are doing, they will be encouraged to continue to invest in this area and continue to invest in this development. It will drive entrepreneurship and an ecosystem that promotes the development, stabilization, and the growth of black and other minority-owned businesses that will spur economic development in South Madison and beyond. It will reach out to the entire Dane County. So let me talk some about what the hub will look like. The hub will be a 50,000 to 60,000 square foot, 3-story building, a Class A office building. Roughly half of the space will be accommodated by retail and other businesses, similar to how the Sherman Phoenix is operating in Milwaukee. The Sherman Phoenix is the model that we're patterning this project after. These tenants will range from startup businesses, those businesses that are been in existence for a while, businesses that are looking to expand or scale up. It will integrate mission-based commercial and retail uses that can accommodate a wide variety of innovative economic entrepreneurship activities. This will include food, personal care, financial services, entertainment, government programs, along with an ecosystem of business support services. The Urban League is currently negotiating with several commercial tenants to bring over 100 employees on this site and to occupy about 25,000 square foot of the building. We are seeking them and other strong anchor tenants for long-term financial viability of this project. So if you are looking for an innovative location and looking for a project, call us so that we can include you on this project. We will offer shared services and technical support, such as marketing, human resource support, a technical infrastructure, funding for businesses, coaching and mentoring, and develop a strategic business plan if you need that help. We will provide these businesses with access to a network of culturally competent business experts. So our secret sauce at the Urban League is and always will be maintaining strong partnerships. The project received a strong jumpstart last fall with a $100,000 planning grant from Dane County. Followed after that, Dane County gave another $2 million to help us acquire the capital asset. So strong partnerships is what we're looking for and what we need to make this a success. Just last week, American Insurance announced that they're giving us from their corporate and social impact fund, they gave us $400,000 to commit to investing in small businesses. Private citizens are reaching out. Jan O'Neill had taken some of her mother's inheritance, and she put $50,000 up to develop a Together We Build wealth fund for this project. And she's going to raise $250,000. So we need the partnerships to make this happen. Together, we have an opportunity to do something great and innovative in this community. Building this economic hub will be an asset to the community for many years to come, just like the Urban League has been for the past 50 years. But for it to be a success, we need more partnerships. We need more people to step up, like the city is doing today, to make it a reality. I challenge you to make an investment in South Madison in these businesses and become a part of this renaissance in South Madison. Once again, Mayor Rhodes-Conway and other city officials, thank you for betting on these small minority businesses. At this point, I want to bring forward a critical partner, Camille Carter from the Black Chamber. We couldn't do this work without her. The Black Chamber is right there with us at every meeting. Camille's there, and we're going to continue this partnership from now on until we get this thing up and running and operating. We'll keep that partnership going. So come on forward, Camille.
Thank you. Good morning. I am Camille Carter, and I stand here representing over 400 Black-owned businesses here in the Madison and Dane County area with the Madison Black Chamber of Commerce. Thank you to the Urban League for this vision and this opportunity to be here and to grow and to thrive. Mayor, thank you for your support. Thank you to the County of Dane for seeing this vision, and thank you for all of the supportive supporters and investors, Jan O'Neill and American Family, that believe in this vision. It is an important one. At our agency, our mission is to promote and build community, lead and advocate for Black-owned businesses. And we do that in multiple ways. I stand here upon the legacy of many people who had the dream of this agency to come forward and to help lead Black-owned businesses and to advocate for their needs. So it is only with that mission in mind that we are here at the table to advocate for this process and to stand in representation of our businesses here. It is essential that our businesses are represented on the south side of Madison and alongside the Urban League, because as a collective, we know that we are stronger together. As we build community and as we seek to promote businesses, it is important to recognize that historically, our businesses have operated singularly in silos. And that is really a very difficult platform for an entrepreneur to build upon. And my legacy and the legacy and the vision of my predecessors over at the Madison Black Chamber of Commerce, Malele Chikasa Nana, Joseph Roy, and the many others, our board representatives, really seek to change and to stimulate and build a stronger Black community of Black and brown businesses. So it is with that that we support this collective full-heartedly. It is with that vision and the vision of building the economic hub to have as a central incubator, a central point to call home to help build and promote our businesses. In this incubator, we envision certainly a lot of collaboration, but we also envision a great deal of motivation and encouragement of our business owners and our entrepreneurs to help one another and to build and support one another, to support one another's businesses. It is important to buy Black. It is important to know what we do and how we can support each other's businesses within our own supplier needs. And so we stand here and representing these efforts to make this a reality and to bring one central focal point here on the south side of Madison. We also want to see our businesses better capitalized, have better access to resources. It is what we do at the Chamber. We seek to promote our businesses and to make the community aware of who they are and what they do and how hard they are working. We also want to make sure that in their hard work and in their efforts that they have the access to capital that they need and the awareness and the technical training that they need in order to build forward their reality. And it is our belief that the economic hub, the business hub, will be that foundation for them to engage with stakeholders, engage with resource providers, engage with other entrepreneurs to just be brilliant. And so it is with that that we stand here and collaborate with this project. We look forward to building the community and making Madison a very strong place for Black-owned businesses. You know, we represent 13.4% of the population, but yet we only have 2% of Black-owned businesses. And that is a problem. That is a problem. We have $1.4 trillion of buying power. We need to be reinvesting those dollars back into other Black-owned businesses and strengthening our ecosystems from inside out. So it is with this project that we are inspired to represent our businesses and to be in support of the future development. We will continue to advocate and to make sure that their needs are the forefront of this project and that their voices are heard. Thank you so much for inviting us to the table and continuing to collaborate, and we look forward to the future development of this. And with that, I do invite Claude Gilmore, the board chair of the CDA, to the podium. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you, Mayor, and my good friend, Dr. Ruben Anthony, to my colleague, Camille Carter, and to my board colleagues, Alder Carter and Alder Evers. It is an honor to support this very important initiative. The CDA really finds this to be a great marriage between economic development and affordable housing, which is our mission. One of the things that I am touched about is Maslow's hierarchy, as well as the 5 promises that everybody should have in order for them to participate in this society. Everybody should have a caring adult in their life, a safe place, an effective education, employment, and a healthy start. And they also should be given the gift and learn the art of giving back. Those 5 promises are not always applicable. One of the things that the CDA embraces is that Article 25, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, recognizes housing as a fundamental for everyone's personal right to adequate standard of living and health and well-being for themselves and their families. CDA is deeply aware of the historical implications and current implications of the reality of systemic racism, housing discrimination, and its impact on people and families of color. And CDA affirms its commitment to equitable and just housing practices. Our mission that we firmly adopt and we carry out is to develop an inclusive, safe neighborhoods through sustainable housing, quality services, and community resources. This project is really a great one because the village, to me, this is the hub. This is the place that can make me vibrant so people can see their dreams, carry out their dreams, and then live their dreams. Our mission about building the community access will be further strengthened. We also can create a lot more economic and social opportunities and the prospering and growing of Black businesses and our community. You know, one of the things that I am humble about is that I grew up very poor but spiritually rich. And we were sharecroppers for the majority part of our life until my father was able to acquire some land from a Black landowner that was in his family passed down through slavery. And that property he bought is still in our family. It was a 1 acre of land. But the beauty of that is that we were able to wake up every day knowing that we had a roof over our head, we had food on the table, clothes on our back. And we need to make sure that this project, which will be engaged with the economic part of it, but the affordable housing is that everyone needs to have an access to that so that they can then one day have their own home. And so we at CDA applaud this. We'll be working hand in glove with this project and make sure it comes to reality. So as the board chair, I humbly accept the challenge, and we're going to continue working to make this a reality. So thank you very much, and I pass it on to my colleague, Alder Everest, for a few remarks.
Thank you, Claude, and thank you, Dr. Anthony. Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Camille. My name is Tag Evers, and I'm District 13 Alder, and I also serve on the CDA board with Claude and Alder Carter. And as Claude said, one of the tasks that we have is addressing affordable housing. And in the affordable housing field, there is this notion that you don't want to cluster all the affordable housing in one area. You want to disperse it and spread it throughout the area. And you particularly want to target housing, affordable housing, in what are called high opportunity areas. But it's a complicated term because what is meant by that are areas that are rich in resources and rich in amenities, particularly around transit, but also connected to access to healthy food and schools and recreational areas, but critically and most importantly perhaps is access to good jobs. So while we're looking, and I believe it's important to spread affordable housing throughout the city, we also have an obligation to invest and make sure all areas of our city are in fact rich in resources. And that includes South Madison. I came across a quote recently from Stokely Carmichael, the rabble-rouser from the 1960s, in which he said, and this addresses the idea that Madison is not one city but two. We have this very clear racial divide and a sense of segregation. The segregation that, while we all know that Madison is highly regarded nationwide as a very livable city, a great place to live, we know, those of us who live here and are tuned in, that that's not the facts on the ground for a portion of our community, and the Black community in particular. Stokely Carmichael said that the problem with racial integration and the absence of Black empowerment is that it's too often a one-way street that involves Black kids going to white schools or Black families moving into white neighborhoods, and never the other way around. So our approach needs to really address the root causes of that segregation, because the fault line of the racial segregation in Madison is economic, it's financial, it's due to historic disparities in access to credit, access to the loans for businesses to form and capital formation. The lack of access to that was racist, and we live with the legacy of that. And if we ever want to become one city and not divided two cities, we need to look at addressing that wealth gap. And as Dr. Anthony talks about how we have to run to the fire is critical. We know that, for example, in Madison, that a black child is 13 times more likely than a white child to be born into poverty. 13 times. We talk about the achievement gap or the opportunity gap. The National Center for Education Statistics says that the number one impediment to education, the number one deterrent, is poverty. We also know from national studies that failure in school is a strong predictor of later involvement in the criminal justice system. So the school to prison pipeline is actually more accurately a poverty to school failure to prison pipeline. And if we want to address some of the challenges we have in our city around kids who are stealing cars or kids who are shooting guns at each other, it really gets down to addressing poverty. We need to talk about building up those institutions, the black institutions in our town, working to build black families, black neighborhoods, black neighborhood centers, and black businesses. So this is very critical. I'm glad to see that this is happening. And as a member of CDA and as alder for District 13, and one who wrestles with these policy decisions along with my colleagues, along with the mayor, along with stakeholders, along with all of you, I look forward to this development and what the future may bring. Now I'm going to turn this over to my colleague, Council President Sheri Carter.
Thank you. I just want to say that this area is my home. This is the neighborhood which I grew up. I know so many people who still live in this area. And although some neighborhoods change, this area has always stayed family-friendly, diverse, vibrant, with culture and different languages and wonderful food. The addition to the area of the Black Business Hub, I wholeheartedly support, and I am so proud of the CDA and the city and the Urban League for going into this arrangement. I am delighted that this is coming, and it is coming. For some of you, the Village on Park has been the center of so much in South Madison. Prior to transitioning into the Village on Park, it was the Villager. And prior to the Villager, it was the Burr Oaks Golf Course. It became a hub of activity when it became the Villager. You had the bowling alley, you had Redevelopment, you had Bowman Retail. If you couldn't find your friend at the bowling alley, you went to Redevelopment's coffee shop. They'll be there sipping coffee. Today, the tradition continues as Village on Park continues to be the asset of South Madison with an amazing library, public health department, small businesses, UW Partnership, Head Start, Dane County Human Service, WIPIC, and of course, the Urban League. In addition to the Black Business Hub, this will be the path to increase entrepreneurship in Madison, and especially South Madison. The path, not a handout, but a hand up. It will provide commercial space, meeting space, support for retail food, personal care, finance, services, entertainment, and so much more that I can't even tell you today. So obviously, I'm delighted. Obviously, I believe in the dream, and I know the dream will continue. The collaboration is a great start, but it's a better start for all those who are at home that are dreaming about having their own business. This is your first step to becoming a big business. I cannot wait to watch this development. This is what South Madison is all about. Coming together, pooling our resources, and creating something huge. And I hope that each one of you will be here for the ribbon cutting. And I turn this over to Dr. Anthony Ruben.
Thank you, Alder Carter. As we close the press conference, I guess you're all wondering, where is this place going to be? You know, we're doing all this talking and things like that. John's pointing over there, some people pointing over there. But John is actually right. It's going to be right there on Park and Hughes and the corner parking lot up there. So it'll be a 50 to 60,000 square foot building, about 3 stories high. But it'll be, again, right central to the gateway south. We hope that it will be a grand design so that when people come into the city of Madison from the south, that it will be very recognizable, and as they walk into the building, that there will be architectural design that would make them proud to be a part of South Madison and a part of visiting the hub. So with that, we'll stop and we'll take questions. I know some of you may have questions like you usually do. All right. Any questions?
So the project right now, we've got about $2.5 million, it sounds like, give or take. Just curious, is that what we're kind of envisioning for the full project, or what are we hoping for
Yeah.
to bring this to life?
So to life, we're looking somewhere between 18 to $25 million. And so we're looking at pursuing new market tax like we did on the houses that we recently got, you know, here. And so that should be a significant portion. And as I mentioned during the conversation, we need others to step up to help make it happen. We're sure it's going to happen because we know, just like the city, just like the county, just like American Family, just like Jan O'Neill, that, you know, there are folks in this community that believe that now is the time to make that investment in South Madison and help us with this economic development hub. And so we're confident that we're going to make it happen.
Dr. Anthony, we talked in the past about potentially using modern reparations to help pay for this project. Is that something that you might be on board for if the city or county would be willing to contribute in that way?
Well, you talked about that the last time, and I dodged your question back at that time as well, because I look at economic development, and I haven't engaged you in the question of reparations. And so for this project, we're looking for economic development from multiple sources. We'll go to traditional sources, again, like I said, like new market tax credits. We'll look to our government partners, and we'll look to the private sector to help us along with this project.
And if you peek into your crystal ball, when do you see this coming to fruition?
You got some good questions today. So I see it coming sometime in 2022. That's ambitious, but that's when I'd like it to happen, sometime in 2022 or not long after that. Other questions? All right, if there's no other questions, we'd like to thank you for coming out today. We'd like to thank you for your support, and I definitely want to thank the media for always coming out and telling a positive story about the work that the Urban League and the Black Chamber and all of us are doing over here. It's going to take us to continue to tell powerful and positive stories. I think, as I said earlier, we have an opportunity for all of us to be a part in crafting a joint vision about what can happen over here in South Madison. And typically, you know, we're on the sidelines looking in, but, you know, with this project, we have an opportunity to join hands with the city, to join hands with the county, to join hands with the private sector and private investors to make something special happen that will be a long-lasting legacy here in South Madison. So thank you for joining us today.